Hello, everyone. My name is Evan Jacobs. Welcome to another edition of BoxingTime TV. Have we got a fight for you? This is going to be happening, I want to say, February 20th. Floyd Mayweather is going to be taking on Logan Paul. We'll get into all the things of it. Let's just get right to the fight. Now, you got to realize that this computer boxing game from 1980 is not taking a lot of things into account. It's just going off of the stats. That's why Logan Paul is a 2-1 favorite. He's really not going to be a 2-1 favorite. I'm sure that the betting line already has it as such. So anyway, Floyd Mayweather is 43 years of age. Paul's 25. Floyd Mayweather is 5'8". Paul is 6'2". I made Floyd Mayweather 152 pounds for this fight. I figure he may even come in as high as 160. I made Logan Paul 195, figuring he's going to want to get any kind of advantage that he can get. I don't think he's going to want to make himself smaller. Floyd Mayweather reached 72, Logan Paul 76. Floyd Mayweather is 50-0. Logan Paul has one fight with one loss. The way this game does it is it just shows all the fights. Anyway, let's just get right to it. Logan Paul's only fought in a 6-rounder, so I made this bout for 8 rounds, figuring that Floyd Mayweather would probably want it to be a little bit longer, if for no other reason than just to entertain the fans some more. This 3-minute rounds, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule waived. Let's just get right to it. So they are going to come out now. You got to realize something, that this game is just going off the stats of the fighters. So it's not going to take a lot of things into account, which is the fact that Floyd Mayweather is, let's just be honest, he's way more talented in a boxing sense than Logan Paul. It's also just going to, this game from the 1980s is also only going to look at the size of the fighters. So Logan Paul, simply based on his size, is going to be the favorite in this simulated game. He's not going to be in real life. And in this game, I still see Floyd Mayweather winning. It's just one of those things. This sort of reminds me of the catchweight fight that Jack Johnson had many years ago against a middleweight fighter. I forget the fighter's name. So I'm just doing this bout. I was just looking at the upcoming fights that are coming up for the rest of the year, the fights that I've done, and I was like, you know what, do this one, because there's not a lot of fights coming up in the future. Oh, and look at that, Floyd Mayweather lands a left hand and drops Logan Paul in the first round, folks. And remember that this game had Logan Paul being a favorite, so Logan Paul has already been dropped by a 152-pounder. So who knows? Like I said, I think Floyd's ultimately going to do this. It is very interesting. Of all the interest in this fight, and the way that I feel as a boxing fan, someone who's been following the sport since I was 14 years old, there would have been a time that this would have bothered me and blah 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 blah. And basically, oh wow, so Floyd Mayweather went for it. He just walked into a left hand. I don't really see this happening in real life, and I really hope that Floyd gets up, but he may not, simply because of the way that this game does it. So you have the fight. So anyway, Floyd Mayweather knocked out in the first round by Logan Paul. The winner's Logan Paul by a knockout. The fight lasted 1 round. Floyd was knocked down 1 time. Paul was knocked down 1 time. Like I'm saying, I don't think this is going to happen. I think it's going to be totally different in real life. This game just goes off the stats and the size, and it's an old boxing game. But anyway, I'm just going to finish up this statement, and then I will sign off, because this is the way that I feel. There would have been a time that this bout would have bothered me. There would have been a time that I would have been furious about this bout, because in many ways I'm a purist, or I was more of a purist. I'm really not that way anymore, simply because MMA kind of stole a lot of boxing's thunder, and with good reason, because boxing has so much politics within it that we don't get a lot of the really good matches, whereas MMA kind of eschews all that, and they have them. So that's number one. Number two, a lot more people are talking about boxing now because of these fights, and so that's a good thing. And so it could draw more people to the sport, could draw more young people to wanting to do the sport, simply because if they follow the YouTube people, they may want to get into this, and I think that that's a good thing. And you know what? I don't begrudge people making money. So anyway, I'm sure I have some other thoughts on this, but ultimately, it is what it is. It's going to happen no matter what. And yeah, it's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Time TV. I don't really know what it was that I just did. I don't really know what it was that we just saw, simply because Floyd dropped him and then kind of walked into a left hand himself. He dropped Logan Paul with a right hand, then he got knocked out. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Time TV. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Direct message me for bouts that you want to see upcoming. I want to do Estrada Ring Visay 3. Just want to wait and see when that's going to happen. And also, I'm going to be doing probably next week for my man Anton Porch, Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And at Boxing Time TV, our motto is, why wait? Watch it now, then watch the real thing when it airs.